I think sometimes in the life I'm too competitive, you know, it's good to be competitive.
The night football almost broke. One man refused to let it die. With his team collapsing, his country slipping away, and the world already writing the ending, Kylian Mbappé stood in the center of the storm and did something that felt impossible. 97 seconds changed history. 97 seconds that turned despair into belief, silence into chaos, and a lost final into one of the greatest moments the sport has ever seen. In that moment, football stopped being a game and became a test of destiny.
I could not take my eyes off this. He is an all-round superstar.
Because some players play matches, some players win trophies, but a rare few bend time itself. Mbappé didn't just score goals that night. He challenged the future. He forced the world to ask a dangerous question. What if this isn't just another superstar? What if we are watching the next ruler of football being crowned in real time?
Mbappé! Oh, wow!
There are players who grow slowly, learning the game step by step, climbing the ladder with patience. And then there are players who arrive already complete, already feared, already inevitable. Mbappé belongs to the second group.
But we're talking about a guy that at any minute can unlock any situation and any defense.
From the first moment he stepped onto the World Cup stage, it felt unnatural, like the speed was wrong, like defenders were reacting to something they had never trained for, like the game itself was struggling to keep up. At 19, when most players are still dreaming, Mbappé was already deciding matches on the biggest stage in the world. Not with hype, not with potential, but with cold, undeniable impact.
How he seems to be just part of that French team that's kind of a family environment. It seems like, you know, they took him all under their wings. He feels just so calm, he feels so comfortable in that side.
France entered the 2018 World Cup carrying scars. The pain of losing the Euro 2016 final at home still burned. The squad was talented but tense, powerful but unsure of its identity. Didier Deschamps built his team on control and discipline, choosing safety over beauty, structure over chaos. It wasn't exciting, but it was effective. And into this system walked a teenager who looked like pure chaos. Mbappé didn't just add speed to France, he added fear. Defenders didn't just mark him, they panicked. Every time he touched the ball, the stadium leaned forward, knowing something could break at any second.
It's Mbappé! Oh my word!
The tournament didn't explode instantly. France's early matches were cautious, controlled, almost quiet. Mbappé worked, tracked back, followed instructions, showing a maturity far beyond his age. And then against Peru came the first mark in history. A simple tap-in, no celebration of genius, no flash, just instinct.
A deflection and Mbappé!
But that goal made him the youngest French scorer in World Cup history. It wasn't about beauty, it was about arrival. From that moment on, everyone knew he was no longer just a talent. He was part of the story. Then came Argentina, a match that felt symbolic before it even kicked off. The old king versus the rising force. Lionel Messi, carrying the weight of a nation against a teenager with nothing to lose. And for 90 minutes, Mbappé played like someone who didn't recognize hierarchy. He ran like the laws of physics didn't apply to him. He accelerated past defenders as if the game speed had been turned down for everyone else. He won a penalty by pure terror, forcing defenders into desperation. Then he scored twice. Calm, precise, ruthless. He became the first teenager since Pelé to score twice in a World Cup knockout match.
What gets me is not his skill level or his pace, it's his confidence. I've never seen such a confident teenager.
That wasn't coincidence. That was lineage. From that night on, the conversation changed. Mbappé was no longer a future star. He was a present problem. Uruguay and Belgium tried to cage him, tried to block the space, tried to remove the runway. But what they discovered was something more dangerous. He didn't need freedom to hurt you. He understood timing. He understood sacrifice. He understood how to pull defenders away, how to open space for others, how to win without always being on the score sheet. In the final against Croatia, he completed the story. A goal from outside the box, composed, confident, historic. At 19, he lifted the World Cup. 4 goals, best young player, a champion before he was even old enough to fully understand what that meant.
France lifting the trophy on a rainy night in Moscow.
If 2018 was about Mbappé joining greatness, 2022 was about him becoming it. France arrived in Qatar wounded. Injuries everywhere. Karim Benzema ruled out before the tournament even began. The champions suddenly looked fragile, and all eyes turned to one man. Not as a prodigy anymore, but as a leader. Mbappé didn't hide. He took control. Goals against Australia, 2 more against Denmark. By the knockout rounds, he wasn't just the best player on the pitch. He was the tournament's center of gravity. Against Poland, he was unstoppable. 2 goals, 1 assist, power, precision, confidence. It felt unfair. Defenders backed off, terrified of his acceleration. Goalkeepers guessed and prayed. And even when he didn't score against England and Morocco, his presence decided matches. Entire defensive plans were built around stopping him. And even then, he found ways to influence the game. Space created. Runs dragged defenders away. Moments of danger with every touch. France reached another final. And once again, destiny waited. The 2022 World Cup final began like a nightmare. Argentina dominated. France disappeared. Mbappé was quiet, isolated, starved of the ball. For 80 minutes, it looked like the story was ending in silence. 2 goals down, time running out, millions already switching off. And then Mbappé exploded, a penalty, calm under unbearable pressure. Then seconds later, a falling volley that defied logic. Technique, balance, courage. In less than 2 minutes, he resurrected a dead final. Extra time brought more pain. Argentina scored again. And again, Mbappé answered. Another penalty. Another moment of steel, a hat trick in a World Cup final. Something that hadn't happened in over half a century. The pressure was historic, the stage unmatched, and Mbappé never blinked. France would eventually lose on penalties, but the image that remained wasn't defeat, it was defiance. 8 goals. Golden Boot, one of the greatest individual performances football has ever witnessed.
Mbappé shoots 3 penalties. I never seen that in my life. It's 3 on the same side.
And yet, when it ended, his face said everything. Greatness doesn't celebrate second place. What makes Mbappé different isn't just what he does at World Cups. It's when he does it. Every time a World Cup approaches, he rises. In 2018, he arrived as a fearless teenager, unselfish, explosive, eager to serve the team. In 2022, he arrived as a Finnish superstar, stronger, sharper, deadlier. His numbers before Qatar were insane. Over 40 goals, relentless consistency, no fear of responsibility. While the world debated transfers and pressure, he focused on domination. Now the pattern is repeating, only this time, the stakes are even higher. Mbappé has taken the biggest step of his career. Real Madrid, the club of legends, the place where expectations crush the unprepared.
Mbappé is set to join Real Madrid on a free this summer.
And instead of struggling, he has thrived. Playing centrally, closer to goal, he has evolved into a pure striker. Efficient, clinical, unforgiving. His scoring rate echoes prime Cristiano Ronaldo. Goals in bunches, hat tricks, big nights, big moments. He is no longer just speed and explosion. He is control, precision, authority. As the 2026 World Cup approaches, the question grows louder. What happens if Mbappé wins it again? He would be in his prime, leading France as captain, carrying a generation on his shoulders. He already has 12 World Cup goals. The all-time record is within reach. One more tournament like his previous ones, and history will belong to him. And then the conversation changes forever.
When Mbappé touches the ball and gets going, you get to the edge of your seat. Sure. You're just like, wait a minute, this is different.
In France, Zidane is sacred, a symbol of elegance, leadership, and national pride. But numbers don't lie. Mbappé has already surpassed him in World Cup goals. Another title would put his achievements beyond comparison. And beyond France, the biggest debate of all waits, the greatest of all time. For years, it belonged to Messi and Ronaldo. Before them, Pelé and Maradona. Different eras, different styles, endless arguments. But football always creates room for a new name. If Mbappé lifts another World Cup as the leader, the scorer, the face of his generation, the debate won't be hypothetical anymore. It will be unavoidable. Some will laugh, some will say it's too early. They said the same before 2018. They said the same at halftime in 2022. But football has a habit of rewarding those who show up when everything is on the line. Mbappé doesn't hide from pressure, he hunts it. When the moment grows heavier, he grows sharper. When the stakes rise, he demands the ball. And that is what separates stars from legends. We are standing at a rare point in history, watching a career that could reshape how greatness is measured. Mbappé is no longer chasing the future. He is confronting it. And the next World Cup won't just be another tournament, it will be a verdict on legacy, on dominance, on whether one man can truly define an era. Football has seen brilliance before. It has seen icons, heroes, and kings. But every so often, it produces someone who forces the world to look up and wonder if the crown is about to change hands again. And that is what makes this moment so dangerous for the rest of the football world. Because Mbappé is no longer chasing ghosts of the past. He isn't trying to catch Messi or Ronaldo at their peak. He is writing his own chapter, in his own era, on his own terms. The speed is still there, terrifying and unmatched. But now it is paired with patience. The hunger is still there, but now it is controlled. Every run feels calculated. Every finish feels inevitable. This is no longer raw talent trying to prove something. This is a player who knows exactly who he is and exactly what he wants to become. What's scary is that we may not have even seen the best version of him yet. Players usually peak when experience and physical power finally align. Mbappé is entering that phase now. He has felt the joy of winning a World Cup. He has tasted the agony of losing one in the cruelest way possible. He has carried expectations, criticism, praise, pressure, and comparison. And instead of breaking him, it has sharpened him. The pain of 2022 didn't slow him down, it fueled him. You can see it in his eyes when the game is tight. You can hear it in his voice when he speaks about competition. He doesn't play to survive moments anymore. He plays to own them. The 2026 World Cup will not just be another tournament for Mbappé, it will be a reckoning, a chance to turn questions into statements, a chance to turn what if into remember when. Because if he does it again, if he lifts that trophy once more as the leader of France, football history will shift in real time. Statues won't matter, debates won't matter. The record books will speak loud enough. So now the question is yours to answer. Are we witnessing the rise of the next undisputed king of football? Can Kylian Mbappé really surpass every legend that came before him? Will the 2026 World Cup be remembered as the moment his legacy became untouchable? Or is there still one final chapter waiting to humble him? Let us know what you think. Is Mbappé already among the greatest of all time? Or does he still have something left to prove? And when the next World Cup kicks off, will you be watching history being written again?